Hey traders, welcome to Charts and Coffee. Great to see everyone. I'm actually taking a peek at the Sector Secrets Mastery Room. My folks that are in the Mastery, you will see that we have got our new room software up and running as of this morning. And yeah, I see Robert says, feels fancy in here. I do. It is. I'm going to be running multiple screens and looking forward to that. In the meanwhile, we've got the Wednesday PPI release. So PPI is not going to be something necessarily in line with, say, CPI, right? Or PCE. But why would PPI be important, right? It's the change in the price of finished goods and services sold by producers, excluding food and energy. So, of course, who needs food or energy? But there is a core version of most of these releases. And if you notice, you take food and energy out, it's a little higher, but it's pretty flat. You include food and energy. Again, things nobody needs, of course. I mean, who needs food and energy? But you add that in, you can see where that metric is. Now, forget what's real. Forget what the reaction is supposed to be. All we know is there's going to be this data dump at a particular time of the morning, 8:30 a.m., right? And then FOMC member Waller is going to be speaking at 10:15. Whether he talks about this or not, he's the first FOMC member that we're going to hear from after this data. There's two things that will tell us what this quote unquote means. Yes, it's not my job to do it. 0.3, 0.5, who cares? What really the trading outlook, the viewpoint of it is what does the market think? And even more importantly, frankly, what do FOMC members think? So this is where we bring up the charts. So this is how I'll take a look at a 5-minute chart. And this is how we'll look at it. At 8:30, you can see this crazy candle right there. That actually came down and whacked. Oh my gosh, look at this. Sometimes we trade PPIs, CPIs, PCEs, non-farm payrolls in the Sector Secrets Mastery. And yes, we do some futures trading in there. And this would be not just a futures trading opportunity, but this is a futures only trading opportunity. And when you see that wick, I don't know if everyone can see that. Let me grab my drawing tools here because I was not looking at this. I was at the other office earlier this morning, and I thought, you know what? Let me just let this one go by because it's been an unusual October. Let's see what kind of clarity we can get after we get data like this. And boom, that's what I'm talking about. So this is resistance, the red zone. Now this is the hourly price movement range, gang. This is a process, really, frankly, unlike any other. And I can say this a little bit like a proud mama. This is something I created asking myself, what would time and volatility tell me if I were going to put it on the chart? Oh, yeah, bot. No, could you let them know I wasn't going to do charts and coffee? I was just testing the video. Yeah, no, that was not my intention to get charts and coffee in there. Yeah, just let them know. I just wanted to make sure the video was working. You know, I'll cut it just to make sure. Yeah, sorry about that. So anyway, testing the new room charts. They look crystal clear. They're beautiful. They look really, really good. All right. The chart, the resistance is based on time and volatility, historical volatility. The support is based on time and volatility. So a lot of folks will ask me, Rog, do you use ATR? No, I appreciate what it is, right? So ATR is going to look back 7, maybe 14, maybe in a crazy setting, 21 periods. Okay. Now PMRs are in the same kind of idea, but the calculation is completely different. So why are these zones here? Because the PMR asks what happens between 8 and 9 every morning. And if you want to sort of calculate relative to how many periods it's looking back, it's not 17, it's not 14, it's not 21. It's actually 120, right? So that's the main. So what's happening specific to this hour of day and going back 120 instead of 7 or 14 to understand that. So it's a very different calculation. Very similar idea, right? A sandwich is a sandwich, but a bologna sandwich is markedly different than a peanut butter and jelly. So folks ask me, yeah, Rog, why are these on your screen and not ATRs? Because it's using volatility in a historical manner, and it's using volatility specific to the current time. And here's another reason why this is something I would really encourage people to do. How many of you in front of a hot zone realize that everything kind of goes quick, quiet, right? Everything goes quick, quiet. And what does that mean? We're waiting for the data, right? We're waiting for the data. We're in wait and see mode. In wait and see mode, if my indicator is looking at 745, 750, 8, 805, those 5-minute candles and saying, oh, this is the current volatility, it's about to get rocked, right? Because this is the quiet before the storm, if you will. And the storm is what we need measured. And that's the difference. I can't look at the last 7. This is going to skew for a very quiet range, right? As opposed to what we're really going to get. Does that make sense? So that's what we had there. That doesn't make sense, gang. This is the great thing about doing it live. If you have a question, type it in. But this is what we're looking at. Prices went down and nailed the support of the historical volatility. And that's kind of what it does. And then you might say, well, Rog, what about on the way up? Well, here's my support. This is my resistance. And look where we stalled out. That's how that works. All right. So we really should have traded PPI this morning. And that's the kind of thing that we like to look at in the mastery. And again, this is futures only because I don't have access to QQQ, SPY. I won't have access to DIA and things like that. Sorry, gang. The ring keeps going off at my office. All right. We're getting a lot of installation stuff done there. All right. Anyway. So that's a breakdown. I don't want to get too teachy here this morning. I definitely want to get to your question. So that's PPI. That's a breakdown. I haven't done that in a while of the hourly price movement range. And so let's hey, one of our mastery folks. Thank you. Smash that like button. Yeah, of course, gang. A little charts and coffee gets your day off to a good start. And thank you gang. You have so many places you can be on the web. There's so many things you can reading, watching, television, whatever. So I appreciate everyone coming out, spending some time. I really want to make this worth your while. A little bit of instruction. Check out yesterday's free video. You know, one of the things that I've been getting a lot of are folks ask me, Rog, I'm struggling right now. And I'll tell you, I'm a retail trader. I have been my entire career. It's all I ever wanted to be. You know, people say, oh, you can open a fund or this. Nope. I love hanging out here. Y'all can't see my cat sleeping on his pink floof in the sun. I love it. I love being here in my office. I love that trading is something that I've been able to fit into my life. I'm not in any rush to leave the office. I love to trade, right? But and I want other people to be able to put trading into their life in whatever capacity they want. When I hear people telling me that 2023 has been tough, or August was tough, or September was tough, it kills me because I really think, I know it's not necessarily a healthy view, but I look at it as us, meaning you and me, retail traders against them, right? I want the us's to win. I'm tired of hearing, retail traders don't know what they're doing and hedge funds are geniuses. And pretty sure one of them blew up trying to play GameStop, right? I love that story. Love it. Absolutely love it. So I'm not going to in any way say we're at a disadvantage. We just play a different game. I can't play the game they can play. Gang, you can't play the game they play. But we have a game that we can play. And we saw that at scale with GameStop. So think about that, a little bit and say, okay, that's the kind of thing retail traders can do when they work together. Yeah, that's kind of the way I look at it. So I appreciate everyone's time. So let's get to it. Support and resistance. Wilo, support and resistance, but when do you open a position? All right. So I brought y'all over here to my YouTube channel. And a lot of this you can get over at the Simpler, but it's just easier to find my stuff on my YouTube channel, which is going to be, you'll see on Simpler as well. Check out these 3 videos. And that's why I like the the YouTube for me to be able to show you, check out those 3 videos. Do this on your next day trade, Darvis, SPX setups, and pre-market routine. Just check those out. Cumulatively, it's probably going to take you about a half an hour, right, to watch those 3. And so it'll walk you through it in a whole lot more detail than I could here in Charts and Coffee a while ago. But yeah, let me show you. Let me show you. And by the way, if you're on the Simpler Trading YouTube, which I imagine probably some of you are. If you're on Twitter, thank you, my Twitter folks out there. Okay, so if you're on Simpler's channel, you'll see here my 3 favorite day trading levels. Check that out from yesterday, and thank you for all of you that did already. And then do this on Monday is there, and then yeah, base hits was a good one. That was me recapping. That was me recapping what I did with the Sector Secrets Mastery folks in September. I believe that was the base hits video. And then there we go, an SPX Darvis. If you want to check those out, this one is the most recent one. If you want to check it out, the my 3 favorite levels for day trading. And that's what I walked you all through in terms of, this word I've been using lately, right? This Pingala word. Gang, Pingala is just something I'm having fun with in terms of, look, it's just, I'm trying to make things memorable and a little fun. And this is something unlike other things. There's no indicator here. If you watch the last few videos, I show you exactly how to do it. So, this is not an indicator. It's a process. So if you haven't checked that out, you're wondering, hey, Rog, hourly price member range, that's an indicator, gang. That's something that needs a computer to crunch that massive amount of data curated in a very specific way. I can't do it, right? I did it manually for a really long time. It's really hard to do. And I still need the data to be curated. We're doing all the data in-house now. We're crunching all the data the way that I've always wanted it to be crunched in-house, and then that gets put into the indicator. But Pingala is something you can do, on your own. So if you want to go check that out, please do. And then what is this? Oh, look, a troll. Okay, fun. Anyway, that's the one fun thing about YouTube, right? Anonymous trolls. Sad in mommy's basement. All right, moving on. Moving on. All right, so let's go to Wella's question on the support and resistance. So what would you do with support and resistance, my friend? If I'm looking at support being a place where, what is support, gang? It's a floor. It's buyers or buying, right? What else is support? It's demand. It's for, whatever one of the 4 things you want to call it. So the ceiling would be sellers, right? Sometimes resistance is a ceiling, right? We can look at it as supply. It's all the same thing, gang, right? So this idea of what is resistance. Now, really what the question is how is that resistance being formulated? You all know that, for me, true transparency comes from what is this and why is it even there? Because that way you understand the capacity with which you can use it. This is historical volatility telling you this is usually over the past 6 months where the resistance is going to kick in based on price behavior, historical volatility, price behavior. So here's my floor, right? My buyers, my demand, my support. If I have, generally speaking, see this here? So all this has to be taken within context. And this is where the wheels fall off the wagon for most traders. They have all sorts of very cool indicators that they have on their chart, but what's the context for the indicator? It's like using your favorite club in your golfing bag for every shot. Or my folks who like to fish, it's like using your favorite lure for every cast. We know that's not the case, right? The water conditions, the temperature, the time of day dictate the lure. My people like to fish out there. For the golf shot, the lie of the ball, the distance of the pin, that dictates the shot. So the context for us, the lie of the ball, is what's the underlying market structure. I'm mostly bullish here. So the favorable trade here, while though it's not, do I just buy in the green, sell in the red? You could, but now you're decreasing probability. And what I would say is, because this was mostly up, you're going to focus on the buy. And that's it. And that's really it. So you have to look at the context of the support and resistance. It's not just blindly following support and resistance. So when people ask me, Rob, what's the most important thing on your chart? What's the most important thing on your chart? I will always say context. What's the structure? Maybe structure is to woo a word. What is the context, right? Do I want to be a buyer? Do I want to be a seller? What's the path of least probability? Gene, I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you so much. I've been getting so many folks telling me they're struggling right now. And I don't want them to feel like, hey, well, you need this indicator. No, let's start with some of the things that I've been talking about in the last 3 videos, which are basic foundational things that you can put on your chart with just a little bit of manual homework, right? Let's start with previous session close. Let's start with knowing where the hot zones are on the economic calendar. Let's start with that 5-minute pingala, as I'm calling it, just to be memorable. So start there. And then if you say, Rob, this is starting to clarify the picture, then you can start adding on from there, right? So I hope that makes sense. All right. Have I seen the movie Dumb Money? Randy, I want to. I'm hoping to. So yeah, I haven't been to the movie theater since Barbie, which I have to tell you, Greta Gerwig is a genius. Hilarious and really, really good. I did see Barbie. I never had one as a kid, but yeah, I did see Barbie. I do want to see Dumb Money. I do want to see Dumb Money. That would be great. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? I would like to see it. I've seen the Netflix one. I think HBO had something. But I do want to see it. Yeah. Hopefully I can rent it soon and just watch it on the TV. All right. Andrew asked, would I mind sharing my yearly profit goals? Andrew, if I had one to share, I would tell you. So here's why I don't have them. I don't believe in goals in that. Actually, I don't believe in goals at all anymore. I don't have a goal personally. I don't have a goal in my trading. What I have are habits. And this is going to sound remarkably like James Clear, but what he did was he curated some of the best ideas of the last century on how to achieve the things that you want to achieve. And what I have are habits. And by the way, as we're talking about habits, notice that context is everything, right? Neutral, right? This is an overbought stochastic right in here. Okay. That's how that sets up. I'm not saying that's a gorgeous short, but here's the thing. I'm sure as heck not buying up there, right? So this would be a buy out in here. And then as I'm neutral and at the high of my slow stochastic, all I'm allowed to do is look for shorts or take profit on the buy. So I want to at least come full circle with everything since we're watching it live here together. So Andrew, I just try to build habits. I sit down in front of my computer with the folks in the Sector Secrets Mastery and I say, what is the market giving us today? Trends, chop, hot zones, what is it? Because all I can make is what the market gives me, right? I can't force the market to give me anything that is not going to be there in price action. So I don't have yearly profit goals at all. I can tell you, Andrew, I can tell you, and if you haven't checked it out already, over at Countdown Trader, I've actually shared the last 2 months of what we did in the Mastery day trading options. Now I day trade futures too, and we swing trade. We just started swing trading again. We had our first swing trading loss yesterday. We had a loss in DHI. What's nice is we had a nice winner in Amazon the week before. We had a 2 and 3x winner in Chevron, but we lost in DHI yesterday. So far this month, we had 3 swing trades and we went 2 for 3. But we get about 2 to 4 day trades per morning. And if you want to take a look at what we're doing there, Countdown Trader, I break down good, bad, ugly, win rates, etc. So I don't have yearly profit goals, Andrew, because I don't know what kind of year it's going to be. Can you imagine if someone had a yearly profit goal in 2020? Think about how much money would have been left on the table. Can you imagine if someone took that yearly profit goal and applied it to 2021 or 2022? They'd be sorely disappointed trying to hit for a fence that they just couldn't reach. So I don't have them. I just try to have the habits every morning of keeping my pipeline full with swings, with day trades, and just take what the market gives me. So I really appreciate the question, but I've abandoned those decades ago, right? Because I don't know what the market's going to give me. Sometimes my eyes might be too small. My expectations might be too little. And if I'm skewed to a 2020, I'm continually going to be disappointed. So I don't do that, but I will share every month. Gang, what's true transparency? Telling you what I traded day to day, that's part of it. But telling you how I did for the month and showing you the losses and showing you the wins and showing you the win rate, that's transparency, right? So every month, and we've been doing this now for 2 months in a row, I'm going to do this. And we do a recap in the mastery at the end of every week. But I love being able to show you what I did for the month based on the alerts and the setups in the mastery. I mean, that's all that matters, right? So I hope that makes sense. And I love the question. I do. I absolutely love the question. Yeah, habits, right? And JG says I did about 90. Yep, I did about 94%. Yeah, let me know what I did in July. Oh, 170%. But GJ, you know what? When I did my class in September, purposefully left off my July results. How easy it would have been for me to say, hey, gang, I practically doubled my account in July, but that thing went straight up. Was that what we were going to deal with in August? No, I would have found that incredibly disingenuous if I said, hey, here are my results in July, and let's do it again in August. Full well knowing seasonally, August is the spin cycle on the washing machine. So I purposely left off July when I was going into my class. When I was talking about what I was going to teach everybody, I talked about August because August was hard and August was choppy and it was nothing like July. Oh yeah, I slayed July. But I mean, really, who didn't? Because it went straight up. But have we seen July behavior since? And that's why I say, I think it's my responsibility to say, you know what? Yeah, I could sit around being braggadocious about making money in an uptrend, but my cat could make money in an uptrend. How do we handle chop? How do we handle position size? How do we handle risk? So anyways, I got to go. Thank you as always. Gang, I'm already running over. I got to be in the mastery. I'll talk with you all soon. Caffeinate and dominate, gang. I'll see you tomorrow. Be good to each other.